What's up guys, today's video is going to be about how to remove backgrounds from images using Adobe Photoshop. If you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get notified whenever I put out a new video. Alright, so without wasting time, let's get started with today's video. When it comes to making selections and removing backgrounds in Photoshop, the quality of images really matter. So if you have images that are not high quality, it might take a little bit of time to make those selections. But if you have high quality images, things might go faster. So I have two images here to demonstrate this to you. I have an image that has a subject that has hard edges, and then I have a subject here that has soft edges. Now that you have that in mind, I'm going to show you one method where you can quickly just get rid of the background as quickly as possible. Let me start with this image, so just make sure you watch the entire video to see both images. So I'm just going to select this image. I'm going to make sure that that layer is selected, and then I'll click select and then subject. Now Photoshop is really advancing, so it's just going to make that selection for me. It's going to select the subject for me. Now as you can see, Photoshop has done a decent job of selecting that subject for me. So I'm just going to zoom in here a bit to see exactly how things are with this selection. Now as you can see right here on this side, the selection wasn't perfect, so it's failed to match. It did not do a decent job of making this selection because there's a color behind here that's confusing it. So I'm just going to zoom in, and I'm going to grab one of the lasso tools, and I'm going to hold Alt key on my keyboard to just get rid of this. So I'm just going to quickly select it like this, and just like that, I got rid of that. I can go ahead and do that. So it's really not that perfect, but you get the point. So as we can see right now, our selection is looking pretty decent. So in just a few seconds you can see that I've made this selection by just using the machine to select the subject for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and hold Ctrl Shift I. On a Mac you're going to hold Command Shift I. Now with Command Shift I being pressed, you can see that I have my background already selected. The only thing I have to do here is just hit the delete button on my keyboard, and as you can see, my background has been eliminated. So you can see how quickly I did that by just selecting the image, the subject, selecting the subject, and then getting rid of the background. So I can replace this with any background I like. So this was a quick method. You can use this method to quickly just remove backgrounds for images that are really simple and have simple hard edges that are very quick for Photoshop to select. You might actually need to go in there to just adjust the edges just to make them a little bit soft. You want to make images to sit on a background to be believable. You can see that I didn't spend so much time on removing that background. Let's go to this other image. So this image is a bit different. You can see that there's hair. It's really soft. So I'm just going to try to use the same method I used. So I'm just going to go and click select and then select subject, and Photoshop is just going to use its machine learning to select that subject for me. It's made a decent selection, but as you can see, we have some hair that is really being left out, and we need that too. But I'm really satisfied with the decent selection it has made, and I didn't have to manually make this selection myself, selecting everything. So with this selected, all I need to do is go back to the select and then click select and mask. So when I click select and mask, you can see that it's a decent selection. So I'm just going to go ahead on my right hand here. You can see that there's a view, so I can switch different views to see what this looks like. Now you can click here to select different views, but I normally press F. When you press F on your keyboard, it's going to switch between views to see what this looks like. Now you can see that some area here has been eliminated, and we can fix that. I just wanted to show you that you can quickly switch between these views and see what's being eliminated. The black area is being eliminated and the white area is being revealed. So let me switch to a view that kind of really makes sense. So let's start with this one here. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. I mean, at this point I can just select this, I can just be done here, but I feel like there are some parts of these images that were being removed. So I'm just going to grab my normal brush right here. So we have the quick selection, we have the refine edge brush, and we have the normal brush. We have the object selection, which I will make a video about if you guys are interested. It's another way to make selections. And then we have the lassos, and then we have these other tools. So first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I have everything that I really need that was taken out, so I don't want to lose anything. So I normally use this brush to bring back if there's anything that was taken out, and the easiest way to see that is to view this in a black and white view, but you can see that there's nothing being cut out. So whenever you use the refine edge brush and you quickly maybe erase something, you can always use this normal brush tool to bring back some of that stuff. So for example, like this area here, we actually removed something. As you can see, let's go to the red. You can see that something is really missing here. So if we zoom in here, we can adjust this by using this brush right here, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller and then try to paint over to bring back some of those areas that were being taken out. So I would recommend you use this brush when it's soft. You shouldn't use really hard brushes, so make it a bit soft so that you can have soft edges. So we're just going to paint over on this just so we can bring back some of the areas that have been taken out. And I think that looks decent, so I'm just going to switch over, and looks like we brought back some of that stuff that was being taken out. So now that I feel confident about this selection, I'm just going to go ahead and output this. You can see you can output it as a selection, a layer mask, a new layer, but I'm going to go with new layer with layer mask, and then click OK. So, and the reason why I would go with new layer and with a new layer mask is that once you output images, you remove backgrounds, it's really nice to have a mask. The good thing about masks is that you can always go back here and reveal some areas that you might have deleted. That's just the advantage of using masks. So that's basically how to remove a background. It's pretty easy. You can use the selection button, the selection option, the select tab option, and then select subject, and then quickly use the select and mask to really adjust those edges. Again, there are a million ways to remove backgrounds, but I just wanted to show you one quickest way that I think most people would really appreciate. So that's it for today, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.